Hey Proxy, I'm Rook. In this video, I share some tips, my thoughts, and try my best to help you with our new endgame mode, Threshold Simulation. After all, the ZZZ devs kind of stole my idea from Reddit, so you can blame its existence on me too, I guess. But before we head into the video, I want to let you know I plan on doing a crash course on the Wandering Hunter once he's available for Deadly Assault. If you like and subscribe, you can get notified when I drop that crash course, so you'll never be stuck on a boss. Plus, you're helping me out hit 1,000 subs. That way, I can apply to become a Hoyo creator like your other favorite CCs and be more likely to qualify for early access, learning new team combos you might be curious about, like how good is Dylan with Ellen Joe, the best character in the game. Anyway, let's chat. So, this mode is the Frankenstein of the ZZZ endgame. These first 3 stages require you to S rank in under 2.5 minutes, the bonus stage requires you to complete within 10 minutes without anyone fainting, and the final stage asks you to get the highest score possible with damage and performance mechanics. What I did in every stage was go through a process of elimination. When selecting your teams, you end up with this menu. From here, I automatically decide the team for the final boss. This allows me to plan my best possible clear already as I thin out the rest of the teams. Next, I figure out which fights would be the hardest and easiest. What makes a fight hard or easy depends on the matchups you have to offer, or how much you personally despise playing against certain enemies. This boss was the easiest to clear since I have the best character in the game and she'll be able to carry me throughout the fight. Also noticed that I had a really good answer against the middle boss with Ambi, which means the hardest fight for me would be the first fight, so I would build that team first. After sorting out my options, I created teams from hardest to easiest. We'll save the optional boss for last because it's better to guarantee the completion of the main stages as you progress and finish the node. Agents with shields or healing can work best. Once the fight is complete, the agents and their Bangbu are locked. They cannot be used again, but if you need to swap gear, you can click in the button down here to review your agents. Just make sure you check your final builds before the fight. Those who saw my threshold run know what I mean. As for my last piece of advice, be aware that you can technically change the bosses you fight. The ending of each node is based on the story choices you select. Therefore, there are 3 different final nodes with their respective bosses. You don't have to do a whole playthrough again, you can just move back to the story sections and select the answers. Only the final node score will be changed because of this. As I said in the guide section, it's a mix of Shiyu, DA, and Battle Tower rolled into one, which can be kind of disappointing because there's nothing really new or interesting besides the story arcs if the player even cares to read into them. But I'm saying this as someone who hasn't struggled with the endgame modes for a long time. As a player who's been building and summoning my favorite characters for over a year now, I do have fun, yet only for a short burst of time. Someone in a similar position may ask for interesting combat or a faster refresh rate for new enemies, something to spice up the mood. However, we should be cautious about asking for a faster refresh rate because that would make it the hardest mode to fully clear at its current build, especially for a new or casual player who do not have the resources or time for the 5 teams yet. I am a firm believer that anyone can and should be able to fully clear with their favorite characters. Threshold Simulation allows you to dust off some of those characters. However, the shifts of buffs and meta could also be very aggressive as Threshold is already expecting you to build specific teams. Plus, the fear of missing out is already a looming idea in DA. I believe it would definitely occur in this mode if handled incorrectly and might discourage players even more, making the mode seem like a cash grab or whale bait. It isn't, especially for earning the polychrome rewards that a great portion of the player base only care about. Based on what, you may ask? Well, the beginning of the previous patch, when everyone was either Team HP and buff scarce versus Team 6 stars who cares, is a continuing debate, but to be quite honest with you, that topic is boring after a while, just like Threshold Simulation. Let me be clear though. I may prefer Threshold to be more interesting, but liking it is also valid. I appreciate it for how it's designed to use your account instead of the flavor of the week. Because if you do have that Ellen that you dropped from Miyabi, they find their place again in some way to help you clear this mode. Or use those A ranks like Seth you never raised because why would you, right? Caesar, who fell off, looks kinda good again, doesn't she? Just kidding, Caesar has always been tier 0. we're not ready for that conversation. But I encourage you to share your thoughts down below. Are the ZZZ devs just gaslighting you for a few more summons, or is Threshold Simulation perfectly fine and doesn't need any changes? I think that most can agree that can definitely evolve over time with better UI, quality of life, and whatever you want to add. Like adding a Christmas Zunyan skin as a reward. You'll definitely get people playing that. I expect Koyo to share some royalties for taking my idea at some point, but that's neither here or there. The next video will be the crash course I mentioned, so stay tuned and subscribe so we can clear with an S rank. Until next time, thanks for watching, Proxy, and remember, Rook Zone gotcha.